Let us theorize stringly. Alright. Let's see. The E had that frigate they had flying around there run into our little invasion force here after all and it died. Or we ran into it after it was already there. Got a few pot shots off on one of our drones. Looks like it disabled it, but then died. Too bad, means we don't get to capture it. Oh well. Cleaned out a few of these zone fighters on one of these orbits. Didn't lose nothing. One of his drones got more damage. Two of them actually. Got a few the fighters getting off a few pot shots. Test fighters, whatever those were. Colony, one of those planets had a minefield too, with just enough mines that we could clear them. I think we had 12 minesweepers, 4 or 5 mines each for 60 mines capacity in there. So if he just built more mines for a turn or two, I would have probably lost something there. More fighters that are sat down. But yeah, let's just clean up. I got engineering, recreation, jacked photons 3. I'm gonna research quantum 1s, and then my ally is, once the quantum 1s have transferred, going to analyze the 2 ships that I captured, and we're going to go up to quantum 3. Alright. Other news. Our ally got dunked this turn. I don't think that it has transferred, but this drone fleet, these 41 drones up there in the Fornax system, wherever they are, they don't exist anymore. They've gotten annihilated. They are no longer around. I will actually only see the combat report of this turn next turn once he transfers it to me. But they got destroyed by a fleet of 17 destroyers and 1 light cruisers from the Gurak Ascendancy, which comes about to relatively equal mass in number of kilotons. He said it was mostly his older drone designs. Makes sense that the older designs are near the front, but he now has this little invasion force coming towards him in these northern systems. He says it'll be fine. He has enough things being built at his home world that he can defend himself, so it's just a setback, I guess. Not an immediately life-threatening incident. Looks like he has mostly freighters here. He said he started to build battleships, and he has about 10 of those around already. That is the ship I gave him for the population. So yes, he's starting to build battleships and will be able to counter that fleet that arrived there. That fleet also took 5 ships losses and a lot of the others damaged. And they were mostly the designs of the Paul Stave class and variations, which I do want to take a look at. Here, this is the Paul Stave design, which is the flak cannon ships they've been experimenting with. Later designs apparently have more APBs. Yeah, there's a 400 kiloton destroyer, the number 2 one, so can fit more APBs. For a large mounted of the ones of those, it's good. I think the large mount needs at least 400 kilotons to work. Ordinarily, you need to either have level 1 cruisers or high-level destroyers to actually put them in. So he leveled them up enough that he could put in the APB, the large mounted APBs. Yeah, direct fire flak mixed ships like this should be quite good at destroying these drone swarms. We have these variations here. These have a little bit more ammo. These have a sensor. But they all have a sensor. And what's in there? Two of these. No, it was PAL, not power. Okay, Paran. What's the other design? Heavier on the APBs, but similar. And then he had 4 flail R ships in there. It's nice to have this full library of all enemy designs just available to you. Which is also just a point defense ship. What's different on this one? There's point defense cannons in addition, I guess. He has a lot of very similar designs in here. I'm not exactly sure what he was trying to optimize for. But it's relatively apparent that you spent some time thinking about what kind of gun mixture his ships should be carrying. Okay. So, what else is new this turn? This combat. We got a new colony, we got 2 new colonies, we got 3 new colonies this turn. Not 6, like the other turns. We gave him more money, we also instituted... we also gave him the ship that we captured, the second one. We instituted the tariff. I'm expecting that to be in effect this turn. That is active now. Message sent. There was a trader offered for the resource for organics, because I still have that little bit of organics deficit. And then we built and upgraded a bunch of stuff. We are building so many mines. Upgrading even more. My ally said the mineral mine upgrades mostly made up for his deficit too, so we have quite a money surplus right now, and we're still growing so fast. We're going to have a big surplus coming yet. Oh, we got 2 more storage systems in there. I designated up 1 moon as a storage world. I don't like mass building these storage facilities, but once we start growing our numbers, it does make handling gifts and surpluses and deficits a little easier. Okay, there was a Luminator build. That's a Scouty drone. Let's launch that, please. It's the only drone you have on you, yes. More colonizers. So many production facilities and Amandus. And a Starbase Hulk to start refitting. Some planet is going to be unpleasant at some point in the future. Let's give pleasantless troops to make the planet more pleasant. Okay, it can have 3 upgrades for the facilities, and there is already 3 queued. Very good. The planet is going to be pleasantness troops, and we got a research setback in recreation, which doesn't matter because we were already at level 1 before that event fired, so we didn't lose anything because it does not put us below 0 progress. Alright, Jack Photon 1s is out, so just put 1% on them to earmark them. I want Quantum 1s. It's going to take 56% of my research output, and the rest I'm going to invest into getting recreation up to 2. Engineering should already give us 1% more construction rate. We can actually use the additional construction rate right now, so I'm going to put my remaining research points into this because we have so many resources in surplus right now. I want to increase our consumption of these resources, and that's a cheap and easy way to do it without needing to build additional yards, just making all the current yards faster. We do of course want to build our yards, but yeah, we're starting to get finished soon. Alright, that's it for research. Let's go look at this starbase that we just made. You are just going to hit Control E for refit. Are going to be a drilling operation stage 1. I want to see if this refitting chain that I had planned out, that I mathed out with the 50% cost increase, if that works as I had intended, or if there might be a better way to do it. Instead of building this minimal base and then going up, I think it might be more efficient to just build your final design and then make designs that are only 2/3 of the cost every time, so that you work from the result, not from a base, a top-down rather than a bottom-up approach. Okay, you're going to stay there for a while. You're finished and don't need e-build anymore. I guess you can still build something in a time. They're like a super cheap ship you can build in the next 4 turns, or what you're still going to need to stay there. I mean, after 1 or 2 turns, the E-build, the slow build will get removed, so it would take something that takes 4 or 5 turns to build at this rate. Not even a tiny frigate. Oh, come on, Eagle 3 is even 0.6 turns. That's not then. For we are stuck there building some sort of ship that we don't really need. Okay, these Amandos are repair ships. I'm going to put you there as well. Although you already got your small repair ship. Oh, actually, no, you were made to accompany these other 2 ships here, were you? And there should be another one on a homeworld. There you go. It'll take 3 turns to be there. These are going to finish next turn as well, but they're already going to start building that second stage. Okay, that means we should have free capacity on our homeworld again. What do we build here now? What do we do? I have the money, so I definitely want to build something. Maybe it's time to start building battleships here. If I don't have anything else I really need the capacity for. You already have your happiness troops and everything. Happy, despite harsh conditions. We got 10% production bonus. Royalty is down though, which means that something made them unhappy at some point. Alright. Time has come for us to design our battleship, which will define our future. Let's put in a bridge. And crew quarters. I need a few more. How many more do we need? This many. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna touch all of these again, because in the components view, components show in the order you place them, so I'll have all crew quarters and then all life support shows that appeals to my sense of neatness. Alright. Solar cells are actually very effective components for how much they produce to move from points. So I want them somewhere more central on the ship. There's all these crew quarters and life supports, as we've talked before, essentially bulkheads, as they are not needed for the operation of the ship as long as these 2 in the inner slots remain. Then let's console a chart. How much engine do I actually need to put in? And what speed do I get? I'm just looking at it off screen now. I'm not going to put it on screen again. I can, with Photons 3, make a battleship that goes 7 speed. With Contra Terrain 3, I would make 6 speed. And I need at least jacked Photons 2 for the speed, so I'm going to put in as many jacked Photons as I can. Question, can I even fill this? Yes, I can more than fill this remaining space on this level, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go fill this level. Okay, that's the 16 engines this thing wants. And it's 8 speed, because 7 plus R1 movement speed modifier plus 2 speed from the sail. And now I'm going to replace engines with cheaper ones until speed goes down. goes down there. And I'm going to touch them all just so they show up neatly. And this is going to be the engine configuration of this thing. CT engines 3 cost 7050, Jacked photons cost 9070. They have 50 tonnage of HP, they have 40 tonnage of HP. They actually represent quite a bit of the internal HP of a ship. I'm going to place them a little bit further here inside the meat of the wings. Internal components that we want to protect, we're going to put either directly in the internal, and these 4 slots here were the sailors. Right, that's the base of a ship, just the overhead. Now we can build this design. It'll be an empty ship, and we've already used this much. Okay. Then we're going to want to discuss what kind of weapon we want in here. Or how much we can fit, rather. I want, of course, guns. Let's try 5 guns, 5 heavy-mounted APBs, 110 range. Like, what is this? 86 damage on average. Per shot, times 5 every 2 seconds. Then we will want some point defense on here. Let us, as usual, put in a mixture of defense. Point defense beam, a flak cannon, 2 bomblets sounds good to me. And now we're going to put in defense. It's always a consideration how much of your tonnage are you going to assign to offense, how much to defense. What the right answer is can very much depend on what weapon configurations you have. What I'm going to choose a roughly equal distribution here. I'm going to put some shield generators in. I'm going to put those on the outer slots here in the back, since they can tank a little bit of HP as well once the shields go down. I'm not going to put in a level 1 regenerator. On large ships like this, as long as they don't have high numbers, they can still be quite effective. I am going to put in a combat sensor on one of the internal slots, because practically needed to make these APBs good. Multiplex tracking 1, they are leveled by defense systems with the ECM tag. I always consider them more like ECC, CM, EC3M. Or would it be ECCM? Either way, there's one offensive countermeasures and then the countermeasures towards countermeasures. And I always thought of these like to be the countermeasures to overcome enemy ECM. So ECCM, the even ones, not the odd ones. With 10 kilotons, and they just add 5%. Even on a big ship like this, it's a bit of an ask. For now, let's put in additional armor. I want my ship to be armed with a mixture of shields and armor. I'm just going to choose heavy plates, because there's not much point in near missive. And that should be nice. Should have put more HP into shields and more HP into armor. That's 30 kilotons for essentially 270 HP, counting the structure of the shield generator in here as well. So about 9 HP per kiloton space. They are more like 7. Maybe it would be better if I put more HP into shields rather than armor. Let's go with this. Right, I'm going to want to put an ECM in here. I'm going to put it right there in the butt. Now I have 5 kilotons of space left. I can use these for bomblet missile ammo, for instance. Well, the flak cans also need ammo, yeah, so let's put in a 5 kiloton ordnance storage. I end up at something odd. because these APBs, which I have an odd number of, are 45 kilotons in size. I mean, all other components are generally 10 kilotons, except for these crew quarters and life supports, but they're always mirrored, so they always add up to 10 kilotons, one crew quarter plus one life support. Right. Certainly, ordnance storage also makes for great buffer. You usually don't care if these get shot at first, because if your ship is getting destroyed, it's receiving damage, then having enough ammo storage to keep shooting for another minute is not going to matter much. And that's 5 more HP that are going to just get destroyed before our guns get destroyed. Alright, optimal range is the strategy you want. The consideration here is optimal range, break formation. Big ships like this, I think I do want them to break formation. Design type, I'm going to pick defense ship, attack ship. There isn't really anything that really makes anything an attack ship or defense ship. I think the AI has some presets that it considers for these, and then needs to mark these as either attack ships or defense ships. But for players, you can design you can label your ships as whatever you want. Of course, if you use the AI ministers, then they will use these designations. I'm going to put these as a defense ship L, because the difference that I make between attack ship and defense ships is usually that the attack ships tend to have extra supplies or anything to support them on a longer campaign on enemy terrain, whereas these ships don't have any extra supplies, don't have any supply generation or anything like that. Then they're going to need to be supported by supply ships. The extra piece of ammo storage in here is just so that these PD guns can keep shooting inside one engagement. Alright. We're naming our beautiful battleship. And we're building our beautiful battleship on planet Romulus. Ship defense L only takes 3 turns. It'll take a little longer here because you have less population. 4 turns. Always scrolling past all these colonizers is a bit annoying. Once we've colonized most of the space that we have, I'm just going to go and obsolete them all, I guess. Alright, there's our first couple battleships queued then. Let's also build one here, because why not? You're going to build your last drone. And then in the nearer future we can have a small flotilla of these battleships head towards somewhere. Maybe if the northern frontier of my ally doesn't look so good, I can send it towards him to help out. Give them to him to put into his fleet. Don't think it will come to that though. I'll most likely just end up flying them down somewhere and refitting them once they get there. Alright, what do we have here? I finally augmented this ship that was keeping an eye on this war point with a scouty drone. Hey, look at this, Scenic, that this ship did not see. This ship with those sensors can. She has 3 drones in there. Oh, look at this, Scenic. Is he mapping this sector? No, it's just 1 drone. Weird, why would it say 3 drones? So I intentionally have this boarding ship of this second design here in order to catch Scenics. Now I'm tempted. I mean, you can stay here and try to catch them if they come in. I'm tempted to just take this drone away again and try and get eyes on one of these scouts that we just saw. And try to capture them with this. I figured out that the only thing that obscured sight in here was also causing damage. You don't have any stealth plate yourself anymore. Yeah. How would you still go a couple tiles into the system, and we'll get a few more scouting drones out that can eventually try and get some eyes for you. And then you can try to catch any of these Senex. Looked like he was trying to map the system or running through all of the. They were going out of the nebulas, right? Trying to find if I had anything in here, though. It looked like one of the ships was going up into here. Maybe seeing if I had colonized this yet, which I would generally be interested in, but it's not high priority. Not that hard up for money that I need to colonize this asteroid belt, and it's obviously in a not very defensible position. Alright, what do we have here? That's all the drones that we were going to collect into one big drone group. This planet has done all its orders, but it has apparently done so at the start of the turn, before the remainder of these groups got here, so we're collecting all these drone groups into one group. Recover, recover, recover. Not sure if you still need to give this 3 times because there's 3 drone groups, but I'm going to do it anyway, just to be sure. And next time we can launch them. That's what, 9, 10, 14, plus another 19 in orbit. 18 minus a satellite. That's nice. It's not overwhelming, but it's good for a small fleet. If the Cantarans have more than the 6 or 7 ships that they had here, though, then I'm going to be in trouble. Alright, let's check this place down here. This is where we swept through with this little fleet. Actually, no, we weren't here yet. So these fighters were, this is where the mines were, right? Yep. Ha. So you go and, yes, I already queued the move there. Let's go sweep that orbit as well, and that storm. And you just say they're at the war point for now. Okay, there were things afoot here. The Cantarans had a couple of ships blockading this. This fleet, before it entered this jump point, ran into that E-Scout, which died. Apparently cost you a movement point or something. Maybe it was the damage, I don't know. And, well, let's try to invade that planet. Try and go through the war point afterwards, if you can. Let's see if this little fleet just dies horribly on 3 weapon platforms, or if it actually manages to catch this. Since it's the Ed Golis, the Kantaran player, likes to build weapon platforms and play defensive, I don't think it will be successful, but if it is, it will be a nice beachhead. Alternative is, of course, going down here. He likes to build weapon platforms, as I had mentioned. There's one world that doesn't have any yet. But the E trying to get more things here, it looks like. I thought these were just drones to help out that one ship that was stuck there, that one frigate that we just killed. But there's no reason to collect 28 drones just to help out a ship that's long gone, so these must be combat drones. It's this remote mining ship, it looks like. Kolorok. Heading for one of these words. Alright, what if here a drone illuminator? Let's name you such. You are our luminaire. go up here or to go down here? I think you should go up here. So we have observed, we need you. And you in this sector should be near the warp point, since we know there's Xanax for you to catch. Okay. Who else wants orders? A colony ship wants orders. I think we made one for the Rollo in here. I made this one to go colonize that. You are coming from a hydrogen world, so you're going to load my native pop, which is fine. Did we already reschedule this colony ship? Yeah, no, we didn't. You can't go in there, that's blockaded. You're going to have to find another ice planet. There's another ice planet in here. I mean, this is the trinary system, only has three planets in it anyway. There's an ice, a rock, and a gas in here. I could, of course, try and grab that, but better grab the methane world here, I guess. Don't need to load population, you're already in space. These are two nons and a methane. Probably has anything on this gas methane planet, if nothing else. Should try and go sweep the system. I'm still a little bit afraid that they might have anything on the jump point, so I don't want to send in the colony ship unscouted. But it did not appear that he was putting much value on defending his jump points, given that he didn't have anything defending his homeworld's jump point, or any of the other ones we saw so far. Right. You can stay there as a tripwire. If the Cantarans roll their battleships in, you will die horribly. Need to actually select the sector. You were also a little bit away from the jump point. In your case, that is quite fine. Alright, who else wants orders? You want orders, you're a scouty ship. And to keep you around, you would make a good ship to survey the system. I was hemming and hawing about what to do with this last turn and just send it here. Now I'm giving you the order. Okay. Are you going into that place? Okay, just keeping yourself available here. You're made to catch that ship that we just destroyed. Alright. You're still working down your slow build and building colonizers. Pretty sure you are building colonizers. In fact, let's go revisit our event log and go through all the new colonies. This is going to be a research world. But first it's going to be an Atmo plant. I guess you're unpleasant, but you have this time to spare so you can start building these troops. You can start building 2 drones. Just queue up all the same stuff I queued up everywhere else. Calling Viga, 100% minerals. Kill all the Romulans to leave only the carbon dioxide breathers that do not care about being on an unpleasant planet. You start with a space yard, and then a billion mineral miners. A billion in this case being 23. Calling Canopus, that's when we just saw also minerals. But only in 70 turns, please. Oh, value improvement plant, Atmo plant. Did I queue an Atmo plant on that last world I visited? Or was that also value improvement plant? Did I misclick there? I am uncertain. And you will build this. And then you will build this. And after that, I guess you can build ships. Let's revisit the last world. No, not that one. Yes, I built an Atmo plant here, good. That was it for the 3 new planets this turn. We are up to 77, leaving everybody else in the dust by a notable margin now. Some more colonizers want orders. You are going to receive methane migration. New ship here. Establish a rock. God, what are you for? Did I make you for this one, or is ice? Make it for this place? I think I did. It's a green admiral, so... Oh yes, look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I managed to figure out what I built that ship for. Good. Don't need no pop. Again, you finished your build queue and are starting on your research centers that have been queued up ages ago. One freighter with shipyard on it, still building here. A few colonizers here, one for those, this world up here. Alright. 10 drones in this world. Just go to our warp point, waypoint. There's warp points everywhere. Waypoints only down here. There was also the idea that I might put you all on waypoint number, what was it, 3? Unlock my cam. No, it's 2. Because on here I had the cloak drone that I might honestly just put towards the drone group I'm collecting in Tenchebrai. For now, I'll just go there. I'm going to collect newly launched drones in that place. You're not building anything, so I'm getting you in my space list again. So just stay where you are. You're going to be needed there for a couple of turns to refit things. You are going to stay where you are as well. I'm going to put you on sentry. And now my space list is empty and no new ships want orders anymore. And I think there's a couple planets that need orders. Yes. You are wannabe farming colony with 50% organics values. I wanted to check if this improved. It hasn't been 10 turns yet. There's 2 ships here. Gemma, colony ship. I think one of these is his guard ship. I don't know. He has to worry about that. Okay. Let's raise more research centers for more farms. No, I didn't need to go in here again. I need to go in here. And the other 2 planets that need stuff to do are in here. Ah, yes, you finished your yard build queues. Alright, there's nothing immediately that needs more construction here, right? I mean, there's more colony ships needed in here. If I just snag the higher value colonies in the system. You are not building any more colonizers. I could build colonizers. Oh, wait. Getting a call. Alright. That's taken care of. Good, where were we? Right, I was hemming and hawing about what to build in this system over here. I want colony ships to claim the system down here, and these as well. I already have these two ice colonizers down, so just go queue up 2 rock and 2 gas. 3 rock and 3 gas and 1 ice. I'm going to count distances anymore. There's a couple systems away like this. Alright, then you have something to do for the near future. And the remainder of the planets in here, which is also quite a few. I can also use this shipyard, I guess. You don't have a shipyard. Can't see the icon without moving the camera again. So how about I make all these ones in the system down there and all these in this place. That is rock, ice, ice, gas, ice. Rock, gas, and 3 ice. Two of the ice shall not be volume, the others shall be. I don't think I have all the necessary designs. You know what? Since it's uninteresting, I'm going to go pause the video here again and queue it all up. Okay, I finished queuing up all these colonizers, another 10 or 11 colonizers for this system. Half here, half there, and with our new jacked photon engines, we can actually make 11-speed colonizers. Very nice. Well, another marginally interesting observation I've made is that just plain minerals for engine power wise, these new engines are not better. No, no, no. Just to be expected. The old Iron Fires are just the king. Look at this. You get 100 movement points for 90 resource cost. The CT engines give you 85 movement points for 70 cost. And these give you 80 points for 40 cost. So they give you twice as many movement points per mineral invested, whereas these are closer to a factor of 1 almost. So yeah, replacing as many engines with ions as you can without compromising the speed is a nice way to optimize designs. Have I done that with the Deridex? I think I just replaced everything with CT engines. Let's make a comparison. Let's make an alternative design. I can't edit it anymore because I've already queued it. But let's check. This design costs 3, 4, 6, 7. I'm just gonna pull up a notepad. This is my notepad now. 4, 6, 7. Just to put that down. If we want to keep 10 speed, we would need to replace how many of these? They lose 15 movement points each. Yeah, there's 15 movement point difference between all of these. So I can replace 2 here with ions and 2 here with quantums, with jacks, and that should be it, right? No, I can replace more. Is this thing? No, this thing was supposed to have 10 speed. If we place another one here, it goes to 9 speed. We can replace 2 of these with ions. Okay, how many of these do I need to replace now? Just 2. Let's do it thusly. Okay, this ship is 140 minerals cheaper and still has 10 speed. Has a little less internal HP because these ion engines only have 40 HP, whereas the CT engine level 3 also have 40 HP, so it's not even a loss there. It's going to be a loss when we switch to quantums though. A minor loss. We can also try hybridizing to highlight this a little further, just replacing a few of these. Firstly, That's gonna be not enough. That's more expensive, less expensive than the original design. Nope, just like this. You have 337. That is 130 minerals cheaper than our original design. What was the other one? 140 minerals cheaper? 140 minerals cheaper, yes. So replacing as many engines with ions as possible is the way to go. Looks like we've already found the first refit for our Gederidex then. Let's actually edit the normal design. I mean, I could just have saved the one I was touching now. So you have a couple of minerals. I'm going to retouch all eject photons as well. Just so that all engine items are clustered together in this view. Otherwise there'll be some here, some there. That does not look pretty. You can see that they are in the order which you place them in, because in the original design I first placed the engines, then I placed the guns and the shields. In this one I just, the old components were placed before, and then I retouched all the ion engines and then the object photon engines that at last the solar sails, so they're going to be at the lower part of the list. After all these external components come then more the internal components here, the bridge, crew quarters, the combat sensors. The combat electronics are put inside the internal slots. That's how it sorts this. And it's just nicer when everything is on a line. It's easier to count. Just how many shields did this thing have? Easier if they're all in one row. Alright. We did end up pretty shield heavy because we decided shields were the way to go. They're more HP per kiloton right now than we get from armor. And let's replace all the Deridex that we have not started construction yet, which is all of them with that design, and obsoleted already. So, the original Deridex design has never been built, will never be built. We'll start immediately with this. And surely in a couple turns when we get quantums unlocked, we're going to rejiggle the engines in this thing again. Alright, but I'm pretty happy. Battleships tend to be quite slow, but 10 movement speed is not so bad. Thanks to our +1 movement speed trait and the sails that we have. Alright. We already have given orders to all our war fleets down here. There was this fleet that we were collecting, which we already sent in order to go collect itself in Tenchebrai. A couple turns we can decide what to do with it. What do we have here? Oh, just 20 mines that are launched. I thought it was drones or something. Yeah, these mines are initially made for defense, just in case you ran anything in there. They do cost a little bit of maintenance. Maybe we can relocate them at some point. Not really important though. Let's look at the enemy. We still have vision on the E and the Slurpee Raiders. No vision on the Kentarans and the Gurak. We're getting vision here because of this drone. Okay. No vision on the Gurak. Our ally was sending his cloaked fleet of drones towards the home system of the Gurak, which is this one, where we a long time ago lost just one scout in here. We were warned about it, we still kept going, because I wanted to know where his homeworld is, and we did find it. And it would be, which one? This one. So the Plans around here should be relatively well built up. When we last had vision on his space, he did not have very much colonized here, just the couple breathers in here. And the system right next to him is already the Slurpee system in here. He doesn't necessarily have that much space, right? Just this one system next to him. And then these two systems in the back. Oh, F-types now. It's a binary system, so I have fewer planets. No breathers for him. And then this giant system, which also has less planets. Or at least two breathers for him, small ones if anything. Yeah. She expanded a little bit farther. Can we see this drone group that our ally has? I think he said something about 80 drones. It's in here. 27 drones, the rest is mines. 49 drones, but also in two groups. Should be one big drone group. We would see if there's anything with their color in here, right? With Mystic's color. Pretty sure that we have sharing sensors for cloaked ships on, right? Share views of all its ships, including cloaked with the other. Those are just the sensors. Doesn't mean I still do not see the ship itself. I would just see what's around it. Like if he had a cloaked ship here that was getting sensor range on all the space, I would get the sensor range, but not see what sees the space. I'm not entirely certain. Well, we're going to see. We are going to see. Before we call a turn, let's check on our economic situation. We're just getting gobs of minerals. I can give so many to our ally. Tariffs, I figured I would be seeing a minus 10,000 or minus 14,000 here, or 13,000. The tariff goes from your colony income. But it's not the case yet. Maybe they'll actually only go into effect next turn. Need to recheck what he sent me, what his deficit was small enough, just minus 4,000, minus 7,000, so I'm just going to skip sending him a gift this turn. And save this on a string 3 save. End the turn and go process.